comedy in 3 acts by Judy Sleed. Act 1, Scene 1. Time, 1960. R.H. Wonderberry is sitting in a plush leather chair at his desk in his impressive uptown New York office. He dials a number on his private line.
There's no business like the government business. There's no business, I know. Hello! Hello, Dan! Dan, that's R.H. here. Boy, you're a hard fellow to reach. Yeah, I know. I got a copy right here on my desk. Yeah, but I couldn't do what you're doing. You're a funny man. Hey, did you, Oh, she died. Oh, I guess she was married. And so? Yeah, that's perfect. That's beautiful. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, thanks. Thanks 1,000 times, Dan. Yeah, and as they say, I'll see you at the dunes.
Suddenly the door opens and Edgar rushes in, followed by R.H.'s secretary.
Rufus, I've had it. That's it. I'm handing in my retirement.
Edgar, what on earth? What happened?
Sir, I've tried to stop him from coming in, but...
Edgar, what's wrong?
What's a piano doing in my showroom?
You shouldn't be coming in here without being announced.
Yeah, thank you, Alice.
Partner, I don't need to be announced.
Piano? What piano? What, are you crazy? Why would I put a piano in your show?
That's what I want to know, Rufus. Among my suits and coats, a piano. Not just any piano, but an old broken down upright. My grandmother had a newer piano. It's bad enough occasionally one of my coats or suits are missing. Then in the morning when I come in, I expect the place to be spick and span. But oh, Rufus, the place is a disaster. This coffee cups and candy wrappers, cigarette butts, and dirty ashtrays. The piano is the last straw.
I didn't know it was a musical.
Rufus, find yourself another partner. What are we running here? Show business or the garment business?
Edgar, look, don't worry. I got everything under control. We'll have our garment business back to normal in just a couple of months.
With a piano in my showroom.
What would you rather have? A violin?
Rufus, Harold Wonderberry, I've put up with your craziness for 30 years, but this one takes the cake. If that piano is not out of my showroom by tomorrow, with all the mysterious goings-on, I'm leaving. And I have a feeling that somehow your daughter is involved.
Annabelle? You know she doesn't play the piano.
Rufus, I'm in no mood. Tomorrow.
No. You gotta give me more than just tomorrow, Edgar. I need 2 months. I guarantee that the Wonder Pinch Garment Company will be better than new. Remember that terrific salesman I've been telling you about?
The one with the Q?
That's right. Rudolph Q. Smith.
How can anyone be terrific with a Q in his name?
Edgar, that man could sell more suits and coats than 3 other salesmen put together. I will make a deal with him by letting him work on his play. And 2 months later, he'll be back working for us.
And how are you going to do that?
Not only will Rudolph be working for us, but Annabelle too. She's tops as a designer, but we need her here.
We don't need a musical designer.
Look, I'm going to tell them that I'll go along with their production. Now, he's got her all riled up, giving her the starring role. You know, she's got this Hollywood syndrome. I won't even try to stop her. So instead, I'll promise to back the show if they can get it off the ground. And, my dear Edgar, I will do everything in my power to sabotage the play. How's that?
Rufus, you are a real meanie.
Well, if you go along with it, you'll be a meanie too. A fucking meanie.
Rufus.
I also called an agency to send over a singing quartet. I wonder what they're going to do with that. Oh, I want you to call your nephew, what's his name? He can direct the play.
What does he know about directing? All he knows about is chasing rich women.
Why else would I want him?
I don't know, Rufus. I don't know.
Buzzer from Intercom.
Yes, Alice.
Mr. Wonderberry, Mr. Smith's here.
Edgar, look, we'll talk about this later. Come in.
What does the Q stand for?
Come in, my boy, come in.
How do you do, sir? You Sent for me?
Yeah, come here, come here.
I wasn't sure you'd remember me. We hardly met.
Well, that's going to change. I hear you're doing very well in your department.
I'm glad you're satisfied, sir.
Oh, very, very satisfied. I'm impressed. Where did you get this knowledge for selling?
My father, sir. He owns a haberdashery in Hartford. I grew up with jackets and ties and tuxedos. I even sold top hats, believe it or not. My younger brother just took my place, and here I am.
Mm-hmm. And so you are. I'll tell you what. I'm so satisfied with your work that I'm ready to make you an offer. I'm offering you the position of president of sales.
President of sales? Why, sir, I don't know what to say.
Will you take the position?
I thought you called me in to fire me.
Well, why are you my best salesman?
Mr. Wonderberry, you must know what goes on around here. Annabelle and I are rehearsing my play in your showroom, and she is the star. We're getting backers and we're negotiating for a theater. That's our life. And we won't be working for you much longer. This can't be a surprise to you. You know how much she likes this, yet you try to stop her all your life.
That's serious, huh? I'm afraid you've forced my hand. I'm going to make you another offer. I'm going to back your play. Wait. I have certain conditions. I'll give you 2 months to put it all together. If you fail, you come back to work for me, and I don't want to hear another word about it, okay?
Is that all? I don't see why we should fail. Everyone says it's good, and we're doing just great.
I just want to be sure that you understand me.
Sounds reasonable.
All right. And just what is the situation between you and Annabelle?
Well, Annabelle and I and Annabelle, we're getting along together.
What the hell does that mean? Nowadays, people who don't get along sleep in the same bed. You know, I tried to be a good father to Annabelle. It wasn't easy bringing her up without a mother. And I know she's past all mothering and fathering, but still, I'd like to know what she's getting into. Call me old-fashioned.
If you like, old-fashioned.
My boy, if your play is as humorous as your comments, there's no telling how far it will go. You and Annabelle have your heart set on doing this. I mean, who am I to stand in the way of two people's happiness? What, does being president of sales repulse you so much?
It's not that.
What, after all, I'm president and owner of this firm. I have an attractive daughter. Would it be so bad to take over such a responsibility?
Well, Annabelle is a very nice girl. Very nice. But I don't even know if she cares for me that much.
Oh, come on. You're a man, she's a woman. What else do you need?
Well, if you put it that way, nothing.
Yeah, so there you are. Well, that's my proposition. Is it a deal?
Now let me get this straight. You back my show all the way.
All the way.
If I succeed, I do as I please. If I don't, I come back here and take over the company and Annabelle.
That's it in a nutshell.
Suppose she doesn't want me.
Oh, come on, it's up to you, Sonny. Where else could you get a deal like this?
How much time do I have to think about this?
For about a minute. Well, come on, take it or leave it.
Do we shake on it?
No. Alice, take a dictation.
Yes, Mr. Wonderberry. Oh, Rudy, I forgot to tell you that I finished that pillow for you. Don't forget to pick it up on your way out.
Yes, Alice. Thank you very much.
I used your favorite colors, pink and brown. I hope you like it.
Yes, you're very kind. Nice girl.
Just how nice. Look, never mind. Alice, I want you to rent a place for Mr. Smith by the seashore for the summer.
But sir,
Look, don't argue. I want you to have the best of everything. A quiet place to work. The best actors, best director, best theater. Everything the best. Now, Alice, take this down.
Scene 2, a month later, same place, RH.
Edgar, be patient just another month.
A tropical tree among my suits? A big sun in the corner? How can I sell winter suits looking at a big sun?
That's just the beauty of it, Edgar. You won't have to sell it. Rudolph will do that in just another month. what's his name, your nephew, did he call you back?
Rufus, in your own language, you're a big pain in the ass. I've never known anybody like you. You know, if it wasn't for the fond memories I have of Idelle, who was the dearest woman I have ever known.
Yeah, you were in love with her.
I loved her. You were in love with her.
And she was in love with me, but she loved you. All the years that I was married to her, I wondered if she'd ever been happier with you. You never married, huh? And she had that faraway look in her eyes, like she wanted something.
I see that look in Annabelle's eyes sometimes. When I look at Annabelle, I see Idelle. And that's why I'm with you. I want to be sure she's happy. So do what's good for her.
I'm doing what is best for her. Believe me. I just selected her third husband. You'll all thank me in the end. Now, what about that no-good nephew of yours?
Rufus, it's okay to kid around, but Jack's not bad. I'll never forgive myself for not taking him in. All that time he spent with different governesses and boarding schools.
Yeah, they were the best of money come by.
Rufus, what are you talking about? What's money got to do with it? What's money got to do with a mother's hug? Elsa and Steve, they were typical movie stars.
That's where Annabelle got it from.
Elsa was just so in love with her career. When we were children, that's all she ever did. Act. Other girls played with dolls. Elsa dressed in costumes and pretended.
You know, if you'd married Tilly, she was so in love with you.
If my mother was the man, she'd be my father. I thought of it too late. By the time I made up my mind to pop the question, she left. She disappeared.
Well, Edgar, she hung around long enough. 10 years is more than one can ask for. One would think so. Hey, but getting back to Jack, did you speak to him?
Oh, he was scheduled to go on a cruise. But he said if you pay him well, he'll direct your play.
That's Jack for you.
Intercom buzzes.
Sir, you have company.
What company? I'm not expecting anything.
Oh, now, all right, you have to understand. I had nothing to do with this. Annabelle.
Enter 4 men dressed in sequin suits and afro hairdos. They line up in a row and followed by Annabelle.
Daddy, look at them.
There's no other dog like a dachshund, walking so close to the ground. They're stubborn and sly as a fox, and the happiest pet to be found.
Call me when it's over, Rufus. When it's all over.
Daddy, aren't they wonderful? Have you noticed how they act out every little detail in their clothes? Don't you just love that sequence? I designed it. Rudolph Q. Smith, I want you to be proud of me. I want you both to be proud of me. I'll go talk to their agents right away.
RH, I tried to tell her.
Get rid of him. Get rid of him. I won't back any show with those idiots in it. I'll be the laughing stock of all New York, of all the United States, of all the world.
RH, I know how you feel.
Get rid of them! I'll never live this down. I'm a reputable businessman. These clowns are going to ruin me.
Believe it or not, they are rock stars, but don't shout so loud. They might hear you.
I don't care who hears me. They're out! Out! Out!
Who is going to tell her?
That's your problem. Just make sure she gets the message.
Give me a break. I find it very difficult to tell her what to do.
Rudolph, you got to learn how to assert yourself. All executives have to be assertive.
But I don't want to be an executive. I'm a writer.
Of course. But even a writer has to know how to assert himself. You have to learn to stick to your guns.
Can you give me a hint? How do I stop her from getting all those silly ideas?
You know how all those movie stars are. They think they own the world. That's why I objected to her being an actress in the first place. However, some of her ideas are very good. Now, the exotic dancer was one of them. It makes no difference if her feet are small or large. Annabelle is so full of enthusiasm. You have to admit that no show would be any good without a good exotic dancer. you know what I mean.
Mr. Wonderberry, sir.
Look,
I
my
don't-
boy, look. I am surprised at you. Don't you know how to handle women? Give her a little hug, a little kiss. Hell, when I was your age, I was
Do
given
you
hugs
really
and
think
kisses.
that my kiss and my hug will make her forget about those them?
They're out. They're out. Without a question, they're out.
And that house you rented for me. It's way out nowhere. The closest house is like 5 miles away, and a decent restaurant is like 10 miles away. It takes about a half an hour to pick up some bread or get some gas. I feel stranded.
Thought authors needed peace and quiet.
They do. But my play is finished. At least it was until Annabelle started changing everything.
Are you complaining?
I'm not complaining.
That
It's
sounds
just
like
that-
complaining to me.
All right, don't put words in my mouth. I just wanted to
If you're
say-
not happy with the deal, just forget about it.
Oh, I knew it. I knew you never meant a word of it. After all I've done for your daughter.
Yeah, and just what have you done?
Now, you two shouldn't be fighting. Soon we'll all be one big, happy family.
This is going to be better than I thought.
Scene 3, same day in the evening. Living room of beach house. Upstage center is a hanging birdcage with its door ajar. To stage left is a desk with a chair, telephone and wastebasket. Front door is also stage left. Maggie Jones, the ingenue, enters through the main door with an object wrapped in tissue paper in her hand. Her pocketbook hanging from her arm, she drops her key into it and puts it on the couch.
Hello, Gregory. Look what I brought for you.
She unwraps the object. It's a statue of a parrot made out of clay. She puts it on the end table, then noticed empty cage.
Oh, so you're up to your old tricks again. Aunt Matilda would be proud of you. Look what I have here. It's a statue of you. It is a very good resemblance, if I may say so myself. Many of my friends agree that I'm very good, but I don't like to brag. Besides, Alfonso doesn't appreciate my talents, but I know you do. So, as I was saying, I made this for you. It took me 8 days. Alfonso, do you think I could have done it in 7? So, I wasn't here for a month. I was in Paris. Oh, Gregory, you should have seen me. You should have been there, too. You would have loved it. As a matter of fact, I wish you were there. You could have seen the house I picked to buy with our inheritance. You could have met all my friends. They will be your friends, too. They love you already. They know all about you because I always talk about the funny things you say and do. Oh, I guarantee that you will choose to come to live with me instead of staying with that Alfonso. You will make me rich, and I will make you famous. And you won't have to tell, you won't have that, not to tell anyone. Well, I am going to tell you a secret. Promise not to tell anyone? I am going to name our house in Paris the House of Wayward Artists. Oh, I'm so excited about this whole thing. Oh, I'm sure it's original. Well, I'd love to tell you more about it, but I'd like to see who I'm talking to. Oh, come on, Gregory. Well, I just came home and I came to see you right away. I didn't even unpack yet. I thought about you all the time. Yes, sirree. And here's the statue to prove it. Well, if you'd come out from wherever you are, you could see for yourself. Well, Alfonso is good company. Well, temporarily, that is. You and I get along much better. Well, where the hell is he anyway? Doesn't he know what day this is? How important tomorrow is? Oh, I bet he went shopping. Just like him, leaving everything for the last minute. Oh, Gregory, Gregory, I hope Alfonso will remember to buy you something from Aunt Matilda. I know how much you miss her. Well, I miss her too. Oh, Gregory, where are you? You're not here. Are you in the curtains? Are you in the curtains? Let me see, let me see. Oh, come on, Gregory. Don't be sore. Tomorrow we'll sing happy birthday to you, and you'll blow out the candles, just like when Aunt Matilda was here. Oh, well, we will let Mrs. Filbert witness it all, and then it will just be you and I. Alfonso can have visitors' rights. Oh, I love you. I love you, Gregory. Oh, I don't know what I'm so nervous about. Well, just because if I don't wish you happy birthday in front of Mrs. Filbert, I'll lose $5 million. Oh, dear. Oh, yes. Is this the answering service for Mrs. Filbert? Yes, yes. Please tell Mrs. Filbert we're having a great party here. And where is she? Everyone is asking for her. The champagne is great. Oh, it's going to my head. The men are trying to seduce me. Oh, oh, yes. This is Maggie Jones. I'm back from Paris. But Gregory and Alfonso are not here. Well, please tell her to call me as soon as she can. Thank you. All right, Gregory, all right. Do you want me to play some more? Where is Gregory? Where is Gregory? He's not here. He's not here. Is he in the kitchen? Is he in the bathroom? Here I come. Here I come.
As Maggie exits, Rudy and Annabelle interview from door.
Oh, Rudy, darling, I can't believe that we're actually here.
You like?
You really don't expect to work now that I'm here. Annabelle picks up clay statue.
Oh, what a cute bird.
You didn't tell me you like birds.
I didn't tell you some other things either.
Oh, well, we didn't come here to talk about birds. Do you realize it took you a whole month to invite me here?
Annabelle, such a long trip and all.
Oh, Rudy, darling. Oh, isn't this wonderful? Everything's falling into place, and we found that wonderful singing quartet, and now this.
Oh, yes, there's something I want to discuss with you.
Oh, well, I'd like to discuss things with you, too.
That singing quartet, do we really need them?
Oh, of course we do. I am so glad that you hired them.
I didn't hire them, you hired them.
Oh, what difference does it make who hired them?
You want to look around my summer pad?
Oh, I know you're shy, but there's no one here now. The other place we had to hurry, but really, there's no reason we can't get a little more romantic now. Don't you want to kiss me?
Sure. But I just didn't want to scare you by being too romantic too fast. I didn't want you to think that I brought you here just for... Cut that out. There's something I must talk to you about, something of importance to both of us.
Oh, Rudy, darling.
I think you're a person with wonderful imagination and understanding. I knew that from the first moment I met you.
What color hat did I wear?
Yellow with red feathers. It had a big white brim, but underneath all that, I saw your eyes flirting with me.
It was you who winked.
I had an itch in my eye.
Well, I'll never forget that expression on Daddy's face when I walked into his office with that hat on. I told him I had just come from an audition, and you know how he feels about that. He said that if anyone ever saw me looking like that, he'd be the laughing stock of the city.
Was he that mad?
He said he'd be the laughing stock of the world.
I know just what you mean.
So, well, if that hat was that outrageous and you still took a liking to me, oh, I knew it had to be fate. I knew you were someone special.
And you're the one, a real star.
Oh.
That's why I picked you for the lead in the play.
Oh, I said it had to be fate. And I just can't figure out how you convinced Daddy to put all of his money into this, something that I was...
Oh, it wasn't that hard. I just told him that I had many of my works produced all over the coast and that I came here looking for new talent. Just like I told you.
Well, I told him that too, but it went over like a lead balloon. Now, wasn't there something else?
No, darling. What else could there be?
Do you doubt that we'll succeed?
With you the star and your father the backer, how can we fail?
Oh, whether we fail or succeed as long as we're together. Rudy, darling, shall I undress or do you want to?
Maggie enters from stage right.
Well, funny, I was going to say that.
Funny, I was about to say the same thing.
Why, darling, you should have told me that you were bringing a guest. I would have prepared for 3.
Rudy?
What on earth, what's going on here?
Well, I don't know whether I'm dreaming this.
Yes, that's it. You're dreaming, sweetheart. It's all a dream. Miss, whoever you are, what are you doing?
Rudy, don't try to pretend anymore. It's useless.
Rudy, how could you?
Annabelle, believe me, I never saw her before in my life.
Oh, that's what they all say. No, I trusted you. I came here because I wanted to be with you, and I let you make love to me, and all the time you were two-timing me? Well, how can I star in your show if I know you love another?
Annabelle, please, believe me. Miss, would you tell her this is all a joke, a put-on? Are you rehearsing for some part? You want a part in my show? Okay. The part is yours. You're very good.
You look adorable when you're angry. Those dimples really send me.
Why are you doing this? I don't even know you.
Oh, would you like a formal introduction?
See, sweetheart, she didn't mean it. It was all a joke. She's gone. Oh.
Rudy, darling, it took you a whole month to invite me to your pad.
You've been eavesdropping.
I couldn't help it. I would have done it longer, but the situation got a little sticky.
Sexy, you mean? You like to watch people making love?
I never said anything like about people making love while other people... Do you ever do that?
I do lots of things. I'm a writer. I learn things from experience. What's your excuse?
I have no excuse. I don't need an excuse. For what? I was simply listening to a conversation that was most interesting.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
I didn't aim to flatter.
Okay, I give up. What is your game?
I'll tell you my game if you tell me yours.
How did you get here?
With my key. And how did you get here?
I live here.
Well, maybe that's what you want her to believe. But you can't fool me. The jig is up.
Do you know that was my girlfriend you just sent away?
I didn't send her. She wanted to leave.
Come on now, you made her believe that you and I, that we were friends.
Well, I implied more than friends. But if she was on firm ground, she would have fought for you with claws. Ooh, why did I say that?
Because you have no brains, because you have no scruples, just because. Oh, you don't need to have any reasons. Why are you here? You just ruined a beautiful friendship. Before you came, I had a girlfriend.
She was not your girlfriend. She would like to be, but she's not your type.
How would you know what my type is?
I am an artist. I can see things, and I see in your face a female, but not a face like hers.
I'm not impressed. As a matter of fact, I'm very distressed. Oh, it took me months. I had it all worked out, and you just came here and, I could just kill you.
Aha! Like you've killed him.
Killed whom?
All right. Where is he?
Where is whom?
Why, Gregory, of course.
Of course.
Oh, come on. I'm tired of playing games here. What did you do with him?
She searches furiously, knocking receiver off hook.
Stop that. Stop it at once. What are you doing?
Looking for evidence.
You expect to find Gregory in a pillow?
Oh, Gregory!
You're a lunatic. Why are you looking for Gregory here?
He lives here. At least he used to.
My dear young lady, you might as well get it through your head that I live here.
Oh, well then how do you explain this? You don't mind if my pocketbook comes up for air, do you? I know he is rich. Is that why you did it? Is your so-called girlfriend your accomplice? You know, you're not going to get away with it.
I did get away with it? What did I do?
You did away with him. Oh, my poor Gregory!
Miss, no, stop that. Miss, you're wetting the pillow. It's a special pillow. I'm sorry that you're so upset, but please be careful. It's new and it has real bird feathers in it.
Bird feathers! Aha! Oh, my poor Gregory, he loved me so!
I haven't the vaguest notion what you're talking about. I'm the one that should be crying. If Annabelle backs down from the show, then I won't even be a salesman for Wonderfinch garments. Where will I be then, huh? No show, no garment?
Well, if you won't have a garment, you'll have plenty to show.
Did you say that because there's something you'd like to see?
If you think for 1 minute that I...
Yes?
What?
Got the hots for me?
How dare you?
Do you know how much hard work went into this? Do you think it was a sheer accident that I went to work for old Fuddy-Duddy and that I befriended his charming daughter? Oh no, you're not gonna mess things up for me. There's too much at stake here. Okay, I'm gonna dial Annabelle's number and you're gonna explain everything to her, okay?
Oh, no. I can't talk to anyone when I'm like this. I wouldn't make any sense. And all I can think of is my Gregory. He loved me so.
If he loved you so, where is he?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. He wouldn't leave me just like this. Oh, that's it. That's it. You're holding him for ransom. All right, what's your price?
Believe me, if I knew where he was, I'd bring him to you, trussed up on a silver platter.
You wouldn't dare.
Calm down.
Oh, my poor Gregory. Do you know what he used to say to me? He'd say, oh, Magnolia, you're so beautiful. And then I'd say, I love you, Gregory. And then he'd say, I love you, Magnolia. And then I'd say, I love you, Gregory. And then he'd say, I'll dress you in minks and ermines, drive you in Cadillacs and Mercedes, and I'll shower you with diamonds and rubies. Will you be mine? And I'd say, oh, Gregory. And then he'd say, will you marry me? And I'd say, oh, Gregory.
Well, why didn't you marry him?
Because, well, as I said before, I am an artist. I have my career and he has his. I want to go to Paris. I feel this with all my being. I want to build a home for all the underprivileged artists of the world. Paris is the essence of life. I want to be remembered as the mother of the new and up-and-coming artists of the world.
That's a very noble act. I never heard of anyone wanting to do that before, and I wish I could help you, but I can't.
Oh, we have a theme song. One of my new discoveries wrote it. You want to hear it?
I'm sure it's beautiful. I guess I have no choice.
Beautiful, beautiful. Listen, listen, listen. It's just, love me in Paris, love me in London, love me all around the world, love me, and if someday, by chance, we're not here together on earth, I know that we'll be together in heaven. Yes, in heaven. Oh, and no matter where we are, no matter where, no matter how far, I know that our love will last all eternity. Oh, and as I touch you and hold your her hand. I pray, pray, pray that someday we will be together, together again in the promised land. Love me. Love me in Paris. Love me in New York, in Rome, Vienna, Stockholm. Love me all around the world.
The song has merit.
What do you know about art? Look at this statue. Can you tell I made this? Can you tell just by looking at me?
Very nice. The bird, I mean. Are you a bird lover?
Well, you could say that, but it is Alfonso who is really a lover of birds.
Alfonso? Who is Alfonso?
Well, Alfonso lives here with Gregory. You see, when my dear Aunt Matilda died a few months ago, she willed everything to us. This was her house, and Gregory and Alfonso live here, and I live in New York City, except when I live in Paris. Oh, well, now I came back to blow out the candles, but if Mrs. Filbert won't hear us sing the birthday song together, I'll lose out on my inheritance.
Magnolia, I don't see anything. You're not making any sense. First it's Gregory, then it's Alfonso, and it's Mrs. Filbert.
Mrs. Filbert is our lawyer. Alfonso is... Why are you calling me Magnolia?
Because why?
My name is Maggie. Only Gregory calls me Magnolia. He loves to pronounce that name.
Maggie, are you sure it's Maggie? Gregory, Alfonso, Filbert. What happened to Barnaby?
Is he a friend of yours?
No, he isn't. Oh, what a difference whose friend he is.
Well, good, because I couldn't care less about Barnaby. I just want to know what happened to my Gregory.
Look, Magnolia, Maggie, whatever your name is, you are upset, I am upset, we're both upset. Go home. Go to New York, Paris. I don't care. We'll both get a good night's sleep, and maybe we can work this out in the morning.
Don't you touch me. Who knows what those murderous hands are capable of doing? I'll call the police.
That's the best news I've heard since I laid eyes upon you.
You don't mind?
Mind? Maybe they'll arrest you for illegal entry.
Didn't you hear what I said? I came in with my key. I was living here 2 months ago with Alfonso and Gregory, and I did not see you.
2 months ago, I lived happily in Greenwich Village, thinking how I could maneuver RH into backing my play. I thought I could withstand anything if I could see my name in lights. I just changed my mind.
Oh, I love your dimples.
Albert Jones. Alice told me she rented this place from Albert Jones.
Well, that's Cousin Alfonso.
Don't tell me. Gregory loves to pronounce the name Alfonso.
Right. Gregory has a habit of giving pet names to people. He used to call Aunt Matilda Auntie Monty.
That's what probably killed her.
Oh, she was a darling woman. So much fun. She was always full of surprises. Oh, one Sunday morning while I was still asleep up in my bedroom upstairs, I heard screaming and screeching from the kitchen. I rushed down only to find Aunt Matilda and Gregory clowning around. When I asked what was all the noise about, she said she wanted to have breakfast, but she was lonely, so she thought she'd make some noise to wake me up. Oh, I don't mind, but... well, someday when I know you better, I'll tell you some of our other adventures with her.
You're most kind, but it won't be necessary.
Oh, I wonder what the dear lady would think if she saw her beautiful house occupied by a total stranger and her precious brilliant nephew is not here. It would break her heart.
Oh, my heart is breaking at this moment.
Without Gregory, I'm practically paralyzed.
You sure didn't look at the way you wiggled around before.
Oh, Rudy, darling, put yourself in my place.
Oh, I am. Oh, my poor Annabelle.
Oh, go on. What could you possibly see in her?
I certainly can't expect you to see what I see, but believe me, there's plenty of it.
How did you meet her, anyway?
Well, I was having coffee at this cafe, and she walks by. Naturally, I stare at her, and lo and behold, she returns my gaze. It isn't every day that someone would be so obvious about it, right?
Oh, right.
I smile and motion for her to sit next to me. Without hesitation, she does. Do you know why?
Pray tell.
She falls in love with me at first sight.
It took you months of plotting and scheming to make her fall in love with you at first sight.
Why? Even if her father didn't have all that dough, she is a gorgeous bride.
Rudy, your villainy is showing.
Okay, so I maneuvered a little bit. I got a job as a salesman at the RH's firm because I knew that he backed plays occasionally. I also heard that his daughter was a frustrated actress. So I convinced her that I was a successful playwright overseas. But now I'm staying in the U.S. and looking for new talent.
Tell me about your plays.
Are you interested in plays?
Why not? Well, go on with your story.
Oh, yes. I was saying, Annabelle was elated when she heard that I was looking for a lead in the play. She thought she was the one that was lucky. She got the show in for the rehearsals. I convinced RH to back the show. I'm not quite sure who won who over, but so big deal. If the show flops, I go back to work for him. But why am I telling you all of this? I don't even know who you are, and because of you, I may lose all this.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I'm not sure for what. If it's because you got tangled up with Annabelle, or because you got untangled with her.
You were infuriating. What's it up to you if I'm tangled or untangled? Oh, now you got me talking like you.
Well, if you're tangled up with one, you can't get tangled up with another.
Are you propositioning me?
Whatever gave you that idea? I am just trying to establish your feelings for Annabelle.
Stay out of my affair. I'll do very well without you psychoanalyzing me.
Well, you said that R.H. will back your play, and if that doesn't work, he'll take you back. Somehow I get the impression that neither of these pleases you loads.
None of your business.
When I look at those dimples, I could almost forget about Gregory.
You are a tease. Don't do that.
Do what?
Forget about Gregory. What you should do is look for him.
Well, you should look for him.
Me? Suppose you tell me how.
Well, very simple. Just go to the police station and report him missing.
But I don't even know what he looks like. I don't even know his full name.
Packer. Gregory Packer. Used to be Picking, but he didn't like it. So he changed Picking to Pecker. See, Aunt Matilda liked Gregory Peck. That's how kind he is. Besides, Gregory, he likes to pronounce Pecker, right. Oh, Alfonso is smaller than you are, skinny and wears glasses. There you have it. To show you I'm a nice person, I'll stay here until you return, and I'll read your script. And who knows, if I like it, I'll change my profession and become an actress.
I wouldn't think of it. Remember your plan, Paris, with all its essence. What would the wayward artist of the world do without you? And what would you do without them? Gregory shall return to you, even if I have to make him fly.
Doorbell rings.
Ah, Gregory.
Oh, Alfonso, maybe.
Rudy opens door, enter Jack Randall.
I'm terribly sorry to be so late. The traffic was just too much. Furthermore, I got lost. Someone, I won't mention any name, gave me bad directions. I ended up near a water on a dead-end street that wasn't even paved. All that mud. My car was a mess.
Oh, yes, Aunt Matilda always said that the roads should be fixed. One time when we were driving, it was a rainy day, we got stuck. Well, in those days, we didn't even have phones out here. I tell you, I'll die before they'll fix the roads out here. Oh, but I shouldn't be telling you stories now about Aunt Matilda. Oh, sometimes I just can't stop myself.
That's all right. I know how you feel. I'm a nephew, too.
A drink is in order. Gin and tonic.
Just read my mind. Are you cold?
That's all right, buddy. Don't worry. Nothing happened. I was just leaving.
Oh, I'm not worried. Why don't you stay and have a drink with me? I just got here.
She didn't offer me any, and I've been here for hours.
I see. I get it. But he told me to rush, not to waste time. Perhaps we can get together at a more appropriate time.
Who told you to rush over? How do you know my name? Maggie, isn't this Gregory?
Gregory? I thought he was Barnaby.
I don't even know Barnaby.
Well, I know he isn't Gregory.
Well, then Alfonso, maybe?
Children, let me put an end to your confusion. I'm not Gregory, Barney, Barnaby, or even Alfonso. My name is Jack Randy. Maggie, I thought you were Annabelle.
Oh, Charms. I am Maggie Jones.
Rudolph, you sly one. I think you're engaged to Annabelle. All the while you have this lovely chick stashed away on the side. No wonder you picked this house way out in nowhere.
If this guy isn't Gregory or Alfonso, how come you offered him a drink?
He looked thirsty.
Do you offer a drink to everyone who looks thirsty?
What's the big deal?
The deal is that you don't even know who he is and you turn on the charm like it came out of the faucet.
Oh, do I detect a patch of green?
Oh, of all the conceited, pig-headed, whimsical people, you are on the top of the heap.
And to think I thought you were cute. At this very moment, you couldn't hold a candle to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Please, children, why don't you just kiss and make up?
There's nothing to make up. I don't even know her. Which reminds me, I don't even know you.
I'm Jack Randall.
Well, you said that already.
Oh, Mr. Wonderberry sent me. He thought it would be a good idea to get together. I am your director.
Your what?
Director, you know, director. They just use directors for plays. I heard that you,
I know what a director is. What do you mean that you're my director?
Don't get so touchy. Get a tantrum with Wonderberry if you have a problem. I said that he sent me.
He didn't tell me about it.
So maybe he wanted to surprise you.
Ugh, I am. I most assuredly am. Today I got all the surprises that I could handle for a lifetime.
Me too. Oh, I wonder if Gregory feels the same.
No, why don't we ask him? Let's ask him.
We can't. Gregory is missing.
Oh?
Act 2, Scene 1, same time, same place.
Aunt Matilda would be very upset if we didn't celebrate Gregory's birthday. Not to mention me being upset for not being able to invite Mrs. Filbert to this occasion.
And if you don't mind me saying so, why don't you just tell Aunt Matilda that you're just postponing the party until Gregory returns?
Well, I would, but you see, it would be awfully difficult. Aunt Matilda has passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry. Convey my condolences to Gregory, I think.
The play isn't even finished yet, thanks to Annabelle.
That's awful.
She keeps changing things all the time. Her latest are the singers.
I didn't know it was a musical.
It isn't.
Good, I have no experience with musicals.
Oh, what are your feats?
Well put, and that it was. The Sinking of the Sun.
The stinking, oh God, you've got to be kidding. You're not a professional.
I beg your pardon.
You're an amateur.
Stanley Finkelhoff wouldn't like you to call his stuff amateurish.
Screw Finkelhuff.
Finkelhuff has nothing to do with this. And talking about screwing, it is you who has been had. I heard the conversation between you and Annabelle about those singers, them. Well, you were too busy arguing not to hear each other's denial about hiring them. And now here is Loverboy, who is assigned to direct your play, who has no experience. Ha!
I didn't come here to be insulted.
Oh, what a mess.
Putting it where it is, fucked up.
Maggie?
Such language.
I don't like to beat around the bush. I just told you what I think.
What do you know about thinking? All you know is to make birds.
So, you're a bird maker. I've always wondered what it was like to be a bird maker. I thought perhaps you might be an actress.
I wouldn't be in his stupid play for $1 million.
That's not very practical.
I wouldn't have her in my play for $2 million.
Why, nobody asked me.
Rudy, isn't it about time that you went to the police station?
The sooner the better.
Police station? Well, if you must. So long, Rudy.
There's a loud bang on the front door.
I do hope it's Gregory.
Oh, Alfonso, maybe.
I'll find out.
What the hell is wrong with your phone, Rudolph? I've been calling and calling, and it's busy all the time. Don't you have a two-way radio? I mean, even two cans in a string.
R.H., what a pleasant surprise.
Oh, I must have knocked over the receiver when we were looking for Gregory.
Gregory, what Gregory? Oh, I see. Annabelle was right. She called me hysterical from her car, something about another woman. There is another woman. Yeah, she's real, all right. Not one of her imaginations. Well, Rudolph, I'm waiting. It's lucky that I was in the neighborhood. I had an engagement with Dan's paper. Very nice fellow. And I was going to have lunch with you guys later, but I never expected this.
Rudolph, RH wants to know what you have to say for yourself.
Well, sir,
Come on, don't
it's
try
like-
to deny the whole thing. Did you try to call Annabelle? Of course not. How could you with the phone off the hook? And you, oh, you must be Jack. You don't look the same.
I was only 12. But you don't look the same either. You're much bigger.
Well, did you start rehearsing? Directing? It's been a whole month, Rudolph. Time is running out. And what are you doing with that jacket that he must have gotten to you?
He's going to the police station.
Well,
I don't know. Rudy, what are you going to the police station?
I'm going to the police station because Maggie wants to report Gregory missing. She is in love with Gregory. And Aunt Matilda would be very upset if Mrs. Filbert couldn't see Alfonso stand up as best man for Gregory and Matilda.
God, I
Magnolia.
send you here for peace and quiet, and look what happens to you. You sound like a basket case. What's all this gibberish about Gregory and Filbert and the rest of the nuts? Haven't you done anything constructive? You know, I've done all I possibly can for you. Your time is almost up. My patience is running thin. If you don't live up to our agreement, your damn play is finished.
Sir, there are still some cards in the deck.
Now, he wants to play cards. And I wanted him to be an executive. Of all the luck. What am I going to do with the Crest lease?
The Crest? I heard they're tearing it down.
No. What you probably heard, my boy, is that your fabulous play will tear the house down. How's the exotic dancer coming, huh? Did you find a voluptuous broad for the part? I won't object if she has big feet. As Annabelle says, no one will look at her feet anyway. Right, Jack? Don't leave that out. Isn't that a sensational idea, Jack?
Yes, sirree. I thought it was the best. It's the best idea in the play.
You see, Rudolph, I'm never wrong. That's why I picked Jack. He's a dependable and decisive young man with good judgment.
Thanks, Uncle Rufus. I'll forever be grateful to you, and I'll do...
What's this Gregory business, young lady? What is your name?
Maggie. Maggie Jones. What's yours?
Wonderberry. You wouldn't be the exotic dancer for the play now, would you?
Well, I could be if you wanted me to.
Maggie?
I could be almost anything. If I could have my Gregory back.
Jack, you seem to be the most sensible around here. Can you explain Gregory?
Certainly. You see, it's Gregory's birthday, and everybody wants to help him to celebrate. Even Aunt Matilda thought he is dead, but no one knows where he is, so Rudy's going to make out a report.
Hey, Miss Jones, who is Gregory to you?
I love Gregory. I must have him. I can't live without him. Help me. Help me.
I said I'm getting him back for you, didn't I? I said I'm going to the police. What more can I do for you? Why are you bothering Jack?
I don't mind.
Oh. Oh, Gregory.
Oh, no, Gregory.
Oh, hell.
Enter Annabelle with them following.
I don't care if Rudy philandered me, although none of my other husbands did. They all wanted me. But I do care about the show, and I do care about them. Without them, the show will be a flop. You know, it's a good thing I met them at dinner. I was so depressed, and they cheered me up. Daddy, I implore you, just listen to them one more time, and you'll see what I see. Ready?
There's no other dog like a dachshund, walking so close to the ground. They're stubborn and sly as a fox, and the happiest pet to be found. Most kind of dogs seem to either have shapes or proportions all wrong.
Glad you could make it.
Jack? Don't tell me. I can't believe it. Well, there is a slight resemblance, but I think I would have passed you on the street. What on earth are you doing here?
Annabelle, good to see you. Ah, now I understand. I see where you're coming from. I'm going to direct Rudy's play.
Oh, how marvelous. Well, at last we have some people working for us with some talent, and they can appreciate what
Annabelle, we have to have a word with you.
Not now, Daddy.
Annabelle, this is your father talking.
Yeah, and this is your daughter talking. Them will ride back to the city with you.
You're out of your mind. I'll be damned if I get caught with those.
Now, Daddy, Daddy,
what?
this isn't nice. How would you feel if someone called you an old fuddy-duddy?
I've never heard you call anyone call you that, sir.
Me neither.
Rudolph, this is all your fault. Everything that's happened here is your fault. I'll deal with you later. If there is a deal. If there ever will be a deal. And as for you...
No, don't waste time, Daddy. If they're not back by 10 p.m., we'll have to charge overtime.
Them and RH leave.
What did I do?
Well, can't you see you messed everything up? Why don't you just leave, too? You know, I want to talk to Jack. After all, he is my director, and you're just...
Annabelle, don't cry. I didn't do anything, honest. Maggie is here because she's looking for Gregory.
Oh, please.
Really, Gregory is Maggie's boyfriend, and they are madly in love, and they're going to get married. Right, Maggie? I told her to call you, but she was so distressed she couldn't talk to anyone.
Really?
Tomorrow is Gregory's birthday, and we can't find him. Aunt Matilda would be terribly upset if she found out.
Except she's dead.
And Alfonso and Mr. Filbert want to be here to give the bride away.
Oh, Rudy, how can you do this? Such lies.
I know, honey, I can't believe it myself, but I couldn't possibly fabricate a story like this.
I don't know. Your stories are quite fascinating.
Maggie, isn't this the truth?
Well, almost. See?
Look, Annabelle, you saw me with my coat on my arm when you came in. Don't you wonder what I was doing with my coat on my arm?
Oh, Jack, could you tell me why I should wonder what he's doing with his coat on his arm when the last time I saw him, he had another woman on his arm?
I was going to the Missing Persons Bureau.
Why would a bridegroom be missing?
He could have amnesia.
He could.
Oh, my poor Gregory. When is he coming back? Oh, I love him so.
Oh, Rudy.
Now, girls, you have to control yourself. There's only one of me.
I am going to open this door, and when I open that door, I am going out. And when I go out, I'm going to...
Oh, who cares? Go and take your play with you. This Gregory story sounds much better.
And don't come back without Gregory.
Rudy exits, slamming door.
And here we are, just the three of us.
Maggie slowly disengages herself from Jack's arm, grabs her jacket, bag, exits front door.
Who does he think I am anyway? I know this perfectly adorable fellow. He wrote The Sinking of the Sun.
No, you can't be talking about the fabulous Stanley Finkel.
Oh, no. You know him too? Well, isn't this a marvelous coincidence?
I've been directing his plays for years. Suddenly I feel that I didn't go on a cruise. Let's go for a drink and discuss Stanley Finkelhall.
I love to discuss things.
She links her arms in his and looks in his eyes as they exit. We hear their car leave. Immediately after that, we hear another car. And at that same time, the phone rings. Rudy rushes in.
Hello? Hello? Who? No, this isn't Albert. Is that you, Gregory? No, I'm not crazy. Who flew the coop? I don't know who you are. You must have the wrong number. Mrs. Filbert? Maggie was here a while ago, but $10 million? No, she was just upset because she and Gregory wanted to get married, and he... Oh, you're a bird brain yourself.
Slams down phone.
Oh, I don't know why I'm so jittery. If she's so crazy about Gregory, why did she try to break me up with Annabelle? wonder just how much she succeeded. Is my play really in jeopardy? Did R.H. outsmart me in this house way out in the dunes? He's probably behind this Gregory business, too. Did I really promise to marry Annabelle? The play didn't click? Oh, I must have been drunk. Gregory! Oh, everything points to Gregory. If there is a Gregory. No! Oh, I feel like I'm losing it. Oh. Hello? Operator? Give me the police, please. Hello? This is Rudolph Q. Smith. I'd like to report a missing person. That is, if there is such a person.
Hello, Mr. Smith. This is Officer Hardy. How can I help you?
Stage is divided into two spotlights, one on Rudy, the other on Officer Hardy.
Like I said, I'm looking for a person, but I wonder if
You mean you're not sure about his existence?
That's one way of putting it.
Not whereabouts, but existence. Please explain.
Well, I've never seen this Gregory person, but Maggie, this whole thing is very strange.
How's that?
How shall I say, I came home with Annabelle, and there was this Maggie in the kitchen, and
You brought one lady home while the other one was still there.
I didn't know the other one was there.
Obviously. Even in this day and age, that's uncouth.
Officer, you don't seem to understand. This girl, this female, is driving me crazy. She's even accusing me of doing away with this Gregory fellow. She's wild about him.
Is there any evidence?
What evidence? I just found out that Aunt Matilda left her $10 million. For all I know, Gregory ran away with the money. Yeah, that's why she's looking for him. Or is she?
Mr. Smith, calm down. Hold on for just a minute. I want to go have word with my superior. Mr. Smith, did this Aunt Matilda die a few months ago?
I don't know when she died.
The house in question, is it on a dirt road in Amagansett near the beach?
Dirt road, beach, that about describes it.
Mr. Smith, may I suggest that you take 2 aspirins and go to bed? Gregory is a parrot, not a person.
Gregory is a what?
A bird with feathers. Good evening, sir.
A bird? How could I have been so stupid? It's all here, plain and simple. How could I ever? Oh, Maggie. Oh, you Maggie, of all the conceited, pig-headed, whimsical people, how she could lie. Looking me straight in the eye with her green eyes, while all the time she must have been laughing. But just wait, Henry Higgins, just you wait. I'll show that curly top that I can be just as smart as she is, even better. Then we'll see if she can wiggle her way out of the situation after I'm through with her.
Act 3, Scene 1. Same scene, next day in the afternoon. Phone rings and Maggie grabs it.
Oh, hello? Mrs. Filbert, I'm so relieved to hear from you. Yes, I know what day this is. Did you hear from Alfonso? Oh, I'm going out of my mind. Where could they be? What? No, I don't think he's taking the train with Gregory. Well, yes, he could, but, well, no. Gregory wouldn't eat that. Oh, Mrs. Filbert, please be sure to get here on time. Good. Goodbye.
Rudy walks in carrying a shopping bag.
Oh, I didn't hear you arrive.
Should I have blown my horn?
One can always hear cars come and go.
Maybe you were dreaming about your wedding to Gregory.
Did you go to the police?
You mean Gregory didn't turn up yet? Oh, my poor Maggie. Yes, I talked with Officer Hardy.
Hardy, he must be new.
After I explained everything to him, he suggested the bridegroom got cold feet and flew the coop.
Oh, that was not nice.
He filed a report and will call when...
Well, where were you last night?
Don't tell me you spent the whole night here, in my pad, waiting for me.
Why should I be waiting for you?
You're right. I keep forgetting that you're in love with Greg. You want to marry him. Why would you want to spend the night with me? Isn't that right, Maggie?
Yes? Well, no. I mean, I never said anything about getting married.
That's right. It was Greg who kept saying that he wants to marry you.
Hey, what's with you? Who cares who said what if both parties agree? Do you know what's going to happen if he doesn't show up today? I'll be out of $10 million.
Whose villainy is showing now?
Well, how can you be so nonchalant about $10 million? You, of all people, you who need money to put on your play.
Wonderberry's putting up the dough.
Without Annabelle?
Don't you worry about Annabelle. She'll come back to me.
But she's not your type. Now, if you could find Gregory for me, I could back your play.
Really? Oh, you'd do that for me.
Yes, I would.
You don't have time for my show. What about all the underprivileged artists in Paris?
Well, I could do both, and maybe you'd like to do some writing in Paris.
Let's have sex.
Huh? What? What brought that on?
You and I, how about it?
Well, just because I said I'd back your play, it doesn't mean I'd like to play with you.
Is it Gregory?
Well, yes, of course. What would he say?
What do you have against sex?
To tell the truth, I have nothing against sex. Well, when persons feel attracted to one another, they should experiment with each other's anatomy. I think that's rather to their advantage. However...
Experimenting? You mean you go to bed with everyone you're attracted to?
Well, I didn't say that.
The hell you didn't. You said just about everything else.
Well, I was going to say more, but you've interrupted me. Having sex and making love are two different things. When you're having sex, you are experimenting, like pushing buttons to see what works. Like, let's see, if I push the upper button, will I get a response? Or if I push the lower button, will I get a better effect? But then again, if I push both,
that's enough. I've never heard sex compared with pushing buttons.
On the other hand, making love is beautiful. It deals with emotions. When you're in love, you know it. Your endocrine glands are in action. It is exciting and heavenly. You have this feeling that you want to hold and touch, and you don't think of it as sex. You may be pushing the same buttons, but those buttons that you're pushing...
You and your buttons, I was feeling. My feelings were normal. I was feeling normal. That's what I was feeling. I had normal emotions towards you. I wanted to kiss you, and I wanted to touch you. Now all I can see is buttons. How can I kiss a button?
Exactly. See what I mean? How can you kiss a button and feel good?
But before you started this, I saw lips, soft and inviting. But now all I can see is 4 holes in it.
Rudy, I see you missed the whole point. Why would you even want to kiss a button? I mean, did you want to kiss me because your endocrine glands were reaching your brains and your emotions became overwhelming? Or did you want to just put another notch on your gun?
You have a way of warming me up and cooling me off.
Rudy, how can you think of sex at a time like this?
Is my timing off?
Well, all I can think about is Gregory.
Oh, yeah? What do you do when you're alone with him?
Well, wouldn't you like to know? Oh, are you a pervert?
Yes, and you're my victim.
Hey, what is that?
You can't see that.
Why?
You didn't say, may I?
Doorbell. Oh, your timing is off again, Rudy. This is just not my day.
When will they put signs up on these roads? I took the same wrong turn again.
Is this a coincidence that you and Jack arrived at the same time?
You wouldn't believe what happened. Annabelle and I have a mutual acquaintance, Stanley Finkelhoff. Darling, you want to tell him about it?
Well, Jack and I discovered that we both know and admired him. Isn't that wonderful?
Darling, Annabelle, where were you last night?
Why?
Because the way you just came in with Jack, I got the feeling you spent the night together.
Look who's talking. Where were you last night and where was she?
I can't speak for her, but I just came in with this shopping bag.
Oh, and what did you bring home for dear Maggie? Gregory? Oh, what a cute bird. Jack, you didn't tell me you like birds. Look, doesn't it look real?
What's wrong with Maggie?
I think she fainted.
Oh, someone get some water.
Why did she faint? Is she,
The bird. She thought it was Gregory.
the stuffed bird?
And to think I was jealous of her. Oh, Rudy, darling, can you forgive me? I didn't know she was peculiar.
Is there anything I can do?
You already have. What did you do last night?
You keep asking me that. Do you want a minute-by-minute report?
Do you like the way your nose looks?
Don't be aggressive. I'm a peaceful fellow.
Did you or didn't you?
Do you really care?
Of course I do. Did I let you believe otherwise? Everything that made you jealous was fabricated in your own mind. Who said I knew her before? Did I?
No, you didn't.
Well then, what gives you the right to go off with another man and spend the night?
Now wait just a minute.
Well, I'll explain the whole thing. Jack and I, no, Jack, I know how to speak to him. You see, Rudy, it's not what you think, because I want to be the star of your play, I really do. But what does it matter who I stay with, but I'm devoted to you, or with whom I spend my time with discussing things. The play is the thing. I believed your bird story, and are you going to abandon the entire show because of some misunderstanding?
Annabelle, you got the whole thing twisted.
Well, which part? About me and Jack, or you and Maggie and Gregory?
Oh, Gregory!
Oh, how delicate we've become all of a sudden. What 10 million can do for a person.
Even 1 billion for 10 persons.
Oh, she fainted again. Oh dear, let me get some water.
Okay, Jack, she's not here now. You can tell me. Did you sleep with her?
Come on, Rudy, buddy. It's not nice to kiss and tell, man. Besides, I was minding my own business, making out with a chick who was going to take me on this fabulous cruise, when R.H. paged me to direct your play. I'm only here to do a favor. Can I help it if I'm so irresistible?
Stanley Finkelhoff. Some line you gave her.
Oh, this deadly silence tells me you're disagreeing about something.
Stanley Finkelhoff. Was he fascinating enough to stay up all night discussing him?
Well, isn't it a wonderful coincidence that we both knew him when?
Stop evading the issue.
Well, I've listened to your accusations long enough, Rudolph. Now it's time for you to answer some questions. Now, how come Maggie happened to be here when we walked in yesterday? And how come Alice is making pillows for you?
There's nothing to explain about Alice. She just learned to make pillows, and she made one for me. She's taking classes. You can ask her.
Oh, I don't have to ask. I know she made it for you, so she can put her head next to yours on it. Didn't know you were such a ladies' man. Alice, Maggie, and who knows who it'll be tomorrow.
You're taking things way out of proportion. Remember I told you yesterday that Maggie and Gregory are about to get married? Well, that's not exactly correct. And you'd never guess why. Gregory is a bird. Yes, a bird. Gregory is a parrot.
Gregory!
Rudy?
How could she get married to a bird? I've never heard man marrying man. Women marrying women, but women marrying bird? What the hell do you call that?
She's not going to marry Gregory. Nevertheless, she loves him. 10 million times. Right, Maggie?
She loves a bird 10 million times, and I thought I was a ladies' man. Gregory is a lucky bird.
Annabelle, what's up, stuffed bird?
Is this Gregory?
Oh, Gregory!
Oh, dear, someone get some water.
I must be tired of holding her for so long. Let me help.
Oh, I'll get it.
You'd like to hold Maggie? What would Annabelle say if she saw you holding another woman?
I have no romantic interest in Maggie.
Aha! You just admitted that you have romantic interest in Annabelle.
You flipped your lid, man.
Annabelle re-enters with water. Doorbell rings.
Oh, I hope it's them.
Maybe it's Gregory.
Now, Rudy, you said Gregory was a parrot. A bird can't ring a doorbell.
What in blazes is wrong with this fellow? Twice in 2 days. Some wild parties you're having here.
Well, Daddy, They thought you were a bird. Everyone is talking so crazy around here.
Get a glass of water. Hurry up.
What's going on here?
Nothing, Maggie just fainted a little bit.
What is this, a scene from Prince Charming and Cinderella? I thought this Gregory fellow was spoken for her.
Can you believe that, Daddy? I couldn't. I mean, how could anyone be married to a bird? Look, this is Gregory.
Gregory? Oh, Gregory!
I think it's about time I said something. Annabelle and I decided to get married.
Oh, Jack, you didn't tell me.
Annabelle is my girl.
Not anymore.
But I was about to be engaged to her.
Finders, keepers, losers, weepers.
Annabelle, get me some water.
Annabelle, which way are you going?
To the kitchen.
I mean, is it going to be me or Jack?
Oh, dear.
Annabelle, I love you.
I don't want you for a son-in-law.
Annabelle, I think you are sensational. You are a star.
Oh, dear.
Get me some water.
Benedict Arnold.
Doorbell rings again. Jack opens the door. Alice enters, followed by them.
Oh, these roads are really tricky. Good thing them were with me. They read the map really well. We got to Dan's, and Mr. Retina was real nice. He's glad to see you all here in the Hamptons. Miss Annabelle, I hope we're not late. Good turnout for a rehearsal. Mr. Wonderberry, aren't you feeling well? And you must be Jack Randall. I heard so much about you. And hi, Rudy. What are you holding there? Looks so real. I know you wouldn't be holding a rag doll if you could hold the real thing.
Alice, them. Oh, it's about time you got here. You're just what we need. Give us a song.
What's the matter, Mr. Wonderberry? You don't look well.
Oh, let me get you some water, Daddy.
I've had enough water. That's why I'm going out.
Let the doctor look at you.
I'm not sick. What doctor?
Dr. Rothschild.
He's a doctor. If you're a doctor, what are you doing in those ridiculous clothes?
A few years ago, they met at a fraternity meeting and formed a group. It became very successful. Now, they don't know which career to pursue. Dr. Klein is a teacher, Mr. Holden is a lawyer, and Mr. Schultz is a banker.
You sure fooled me, you son of a bitch. I thought you all escaped from an institution. And the doctor, what do you specialize in? Gynecology?
Oh, my pillow looks very nice here. Shall I make you another one for you, Rudy? Isn't that a beautiful bird? It looks just like the one the fellow who lives here owns. Can you make her do tricks?
Maggie, wake up. Somebody get some water. Say, doctor, can you...
Gentlemen, would you please get some water from the kitchen?
Front door opens. Enter Alfonso in safari outfit carrying birdcage with Gregory in it.
Greetings, everyone.
Huh?
Oh, Gregory!
Magnolia, darling, I'll take you to Bermuda, to Hawaii. Will you marry me?
Gregory really is a bird.
What are all these people doing here? I was glad you reminded me of the party, but I thought it would only be Maggie that was going to be present.
I'm just as surprised as you.
How long have you known that Gregory was a bird?
Alfonso, you know Alice, Mr. Wonderberry's
You
secretary.
deliberately taunted me.
And this is Annabelle Wonderberry, his daughter, my ex, a friend.
No difference, chap. I can see that she's a girl.
How dare you carry on like that?
Magnolia, cool your heels. The young man's just trying to introduce me to his friends.
This is Jack Randall, her boyfriend, her fiance, my director. I don't want you for my director.
Oh, Rudy, you're just jealous. But even though I'll marry Jack, I'll always love you.
I told them to sit this one out. Ah, another lunatic arrives. This place seems to be the breeding ground for it.
Breeding is commendable. And as for the wise and worldly, I don't believe we met. Would someone do me the honors?
I don't see how anyone consider it an honor to meet somebody walking.
Mr. Wonderberry, this is Mr. Jones. I rented this house from him for Rudy.
I thought you were a smart girl, Alice. How could you possibly rent a house from an oddball? Don't you know any normal people?
Mr. Wonderberry, your cigar's getting wet. Let me have that glass.
Get away from me, some secretary you are.
You told me to get a friend from Greenwich Village.
Fornicating, fornicating.
Oh, how cute.
Oh, Gregory.
Magnolia, darling, I'll take you to Bermuda, to Hawaii. Will you marry me?
That sounds even nice from a bird.
Alfonso, now what are you doing in that safari outfit?
I've decided to go on safari with Gregory. First we lived in the city jungle, now we're ready for the real one. His human vocabulary has improved, and now I want him to learn animal language.
You built up his vocabulary in Greenwich Village?
You're an orifice.
Oh, Gregory.
I'll dress you in ermines and minks. Will you be mine?
Gilbert the lawyer enters.
I would have been here sooner, but these roads are atrocious. Who are all of these people? And why is everyone wet? Not that it matters. I mean, I can read the will, whether wet or dry.
This is the land of idiocracy. Now, what's your part in it?
Well, I'm Gregory's lawyer, whom you've been waiting for.
Lawyer for a bird?
My most important client.
Mrs. Filbert, you just don't know how worried I was. I never thought I could get all of us together for this very important day. The cake is already in the kitchen.
Let the party begin.
I am not celebrating a bird's birthday.
Mr. Wonderberry, have a shot of vodka. Water is not your thing. Just think, yesterday you were so happy. You kept singing, there's no business like the garment business.
Oh, shut up.
Doorbell. Jack opens it, enters Edgar.
Rufus, don't ask me for favors anymore. These roads almost gave me a stroke. Even the driver got nervous. Between the goings-on at the plant and your scheming, I'm not a young man anymore. Here are your blasted papers. Now, where can I sit comfortably? Show me the best chair. I'm exhausted.
Rudolph, that was your contract. Our deal is off.
Oh, Mr. Wonderberry, after all your hard work, you got them for the show because you knew Rudy couldn't do without them. You made sure Rudy had this nice place so he could work peacefully, and you got Jack to direct this play because you had faith in him. What a shame. But don't worry. In case you change your mind, I have copies of these documents in my office.
Alice, you're fired.
Alice, come sit next to me.
Everybody, please, let's get on with the will. Now, what you can do is...
You said you'd only fire me if I mentioned about Rudy marrying Annabelle in the contract. I could have, but I didn't.
What was that?
Nothing, sweetheart. You know how crazy things are around here.
What was in that contract?
Annabelle, let's go. This is not a healthy place. I don't want to have any more dealings with people like this.
Amidst the hubbub, Den enters unnoticed, goes to Filbert.
Only Tilly knows.
Who are all these crackpots?
Only Tilly knows.
This could only happen in this house. So did she remember me in her will?
Indeed she did. She left you this, her diary.
Fabulous. She had an illustrious life. Can't wait to read it.
T-Roo. One could write a book.
Thanks, not a bad idea. I will exit unnoticed just as I came in. Don't even mention that I was here. I will act surprised when they'll come to my place and tell me all about the party.
Please, everybody, let's get on with the will. I, Matilda Hilda Modena, being of sound mind, duly attest that this is my last will and testimony.
Father, I don't believe you. I've listened to you all my life, but you have just gone too far, signing my life away on a piece of paper.
I'm gonna have a stroke. I'm having a stroke right now.
Lucky we have a doctor in the house.
No.
Please pick up Father and take him back to the city.
They pick him up and singingly carry him out.
I had enough of this. I'm tired, but it's a good thing that I can refresh with Dan. He is such a nice fellow. Alice, the first thing in the morning, you see me.
Oh, Edgar leaves.
So, you were going to marry me on a contract?
Annabelle, you're very beautiful and intelligent.
Rudy!
And it was your father's idea. All I wanted was to put on my show. So I maneuvered a little bit. I think you're swell, but I know we had no intention to marry. Somehow I got roped into that. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Well, then why were you so upset when I spent the night with Jack?
So you did spend the night together.
Oh, well, when you figure it out, just write it into your script or write me out. Jack and I are going to do a Finkelhoff play. Well, maybe Gregory will sponsor a play for you in Greenwich Village.
Son of a bitch, he had an itch.
That bird is very poetic.
So long, Rudy. Allison, you all, Rudy, if you ever need a job, I hope you find one.
Annabelle and Jack exit arm in arm.
I've never read a will under such circumstances. I don't know how I got through with it. Maggie, where's the cake? Let's wrap this thing up. All right, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gregory. Happy birthday to you. Well, it's done. Oh, what did the will say? There was so much noise I could hardly hear it. I, Matilda Hilda Modena, being of sound mind and body, do duly attest that this is my last will and testament. I bequest that all of my worldly possessions be equally divided with 50% to my niece and the nephew, Maggie and Albert Jones, providing that each will equally share the responsibility for the care and the well-being of beloved parent Gregory. Both parties must be present on Gregory's birthday when my estate will be decided. In the event that either of these parties is absent, their entire share of the estate will go to the attending party. In the event that both parties shall be absent, Gregory and the estate will go to the bird sanctuary in the Hudson Valley. Aunt Matilda, you did it again. Oh, did you really think that we would take your money and abandon Gregory? We love him. Sign here. Good day, everyone. I'll take care of everything, including my commission. It's been interesting. Play.
Exit with the
I have to move my things out of your pad, Rudolph. Indeed, I dug it. It goes perfectly with your name, Rudolph Quixote Smith.
Quixote? How could you keep that a secret?
I hate such mundane tasks as packing.
I'd like to help you,
I don't mind
if
you do.
I may.
I don't mind if you do.
What will you be doing in Africa?
Any definite plans just yet? It all depends on Gregory.
While you're there, would you gather some feathers for me? I like to make pillows. Maybe I could make one for you.
Why, sure. I love pillows. Let's discuss it on the way home.
They exit arm in arm.
Well. All's well that ends well.
Indeed.
You got your millions, and I got my play on Broadway. When you're away, let me know where you are. I'd like you to come back and see it.
Don't snow me. Just because of all the commotion, I heard everything.
Eavesdropping again? So okay, there's no show. I've gambled and I've lost. But I know my show will be produced. There always is a next time. So long, Maggie.
Rudy, darling, see my wings?
You sure you want to do this? Maybe we should ask Gregory.
Magnolia, you're so beautiful. Will you marry me? I'll take you to Bermuda, to Hawaii.
I think that means yes.
Do you always listen to him?
Gregory is a very unusual bird.
So I've noticed. You know what? Somehow I'm at a loss. I don't know what the next move is.
Rudy, darling.
Magnolia, you are so beautiful.
Will you marry me? I'll take you to...
Rudy throws jacket over cage. They kiss.
Will you take me to Bermuda? To Hawaii? Well?
Oh, what the hell? Will you marry me?
The end.
I wrote this play quite a while ago, and I always wanted to see it produced, and this was a way of me looking at it. And even if nothing else will happen to it, at least it's on tape, and I could look at it all the time, and I could give it to my children. I want to thank all of you.
Thank you for coming, everyone.
Oh, and we have a special, I'm so sorry, we have a special guest, Dan.
I didn't think I was going to be able to be allowed to play myself because my voice is gone. I'll find somebody else.
Wonderful, wonderful job, and thanks. Everybody should introduce themselves once. This is Geraldine Wilson, and she just came to us like 2 days ago. And she was at every rehearsal, every show. Drew Charles, who's also quite new, he also came like 2-3 days ago. He wasn't even sure he could make it. Donald Stott, who's been with us like maybe 4 or 5 rehearsals. Helena, Rita, because she did a wonderful job also. Scott at home, my Dolly Scott, he's so talented, he does everything. He dances, he cooks, he paints.
Does he do windows?
He was also a latecomer. We couldn't find Laura. You were wonderful. Laura Engel, she was with us from the beginning, and of course the star. Robert Anthony is always, he starts the show and he just brings us all to life. Stephanie was also with us every rehearsal, and she also knows the whole thing inside out. And he's a wonderful play. Patrick. Well, I have to tell you, Patrick was, he had this play for a few years, but he never read it. And then I gave him 2 copies because he lost the first one and he lost the other one. And then he said to me, okay, I'm going to help you out with this because I love you. Yvette is also a latecomer, but she sort of helped us pull it together. She's so wonderful. And I just want to thank every one of you. I don't know what I